Hey guys, tonight we're staying up way past bedtime. The rain taps on the classroom windows like impatient fingers, each drop a soft knock asking to be let in. Fluorescent lights hum overhead, that low electric drone you only notice when everything else is silent, and somewhere down the corridor a locker slams on its own. You probably won't make it to morning after this one. I'm crouched under the science lab's projector glow, the beam cutting a dusty triangle across the floor, and the smell of old chalk and wet tile clings to the air. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Drop your city and local time in the comments. Let's see how far the midnight breeze carries this story. Now, dim the lights, maybe crack open a window for that midnight breeze, and let's walk the halls together. I never meant to come back. Graduation was 3 years ago, and the building's been locked tight since the district condemned the West Wing. But tonight the side gate hung open, chain cut clean, and my phone buzzed with a single notification, a yearbook photo I swear I never uploaded. My senior portrait, except my eyes were scratched out with a thumbnail. Curiosity tugged harder than fear, so here I am, sneakers squeaking on the polished floor that still smells like lemon disinfectant and teenage panic. The main hallway stretches ahead, lockers lined up like tombstones under the emergency exit signs. Our school was built in '72, concrete block and asbestos streams, and the architect loved long sidelines. You can stand at the trophy case and see clear to the gym doors. Fact, the city almost tore the place down after the boiler explosion in '89, but the Alumni Association fundraised enough to patch the crater in the basement and call it historic. Myth, the crater never got filled, just boarded over, and sometimes the floor flexes when no one's walking. I pass room 112, my old homeroom. The door is ajar, which it shouldn't be. Inside, the smartboard flickers with static, cycling through the morning announcements from the day we graduated. The substitute teacher's voice crackles. Attention seniors, final clearance forms due by third period. Except third period was 6 hours after the fire alarm that emptied the building forever. I step closer. The screen glitches, and for one frame the date reads tomorrow's date, November 12, 2025. My pulse skips. That's impossible. The system was wiped when they mothballed the servers. A whisper leaks from the ceiling speaker, soft as breath on glass. My name. Not shouted, not recorded, just spoken, like someone on the other side of the PA knows I'm listening. I freeze. The hallway lights dim in sequence, click, 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 marching toward the administrative wing. Curiosity sharpens into the first prickle of fear. I should leave. Instead I follow the darkness, because the whisper promised answers about the yearbook, about the scratched-out eyes, about why the gate was open for me. The trophy case glows under a single bulb. Inside, the 1987 state championship photo is missing its captain. The space where he stood is just matte glass. Rumor always said he vanished during detention, that the principal locked him in the office and the door never opened again. I never believed it. Until tonight, when the PA sighs my name a second time, clearer, closer, coming from the direction of that very door. I reach the office hallway. The floor here is older tile, green and gold diamonds, and my shoes leave wet prints that evaporate too fast. The principal's door is frosted glass, stenciled doctory, Hollis and flaking gold. A brass knob cold enough to sting. I rest my palm against the wood. It vibrates, the faintest tremor, like a heartbeat behind the paneling. I think some lessons were never meant to be taught. The knob turns on its own. The door opens inward with a sigh that smells of pencil shavings and mildew. Inside, moonlight stripes the room through half-closed blinds. The desk is exactly as I remember, green banker's lamp, stapler, a coffee mug that says world's oakiest boss. But the mug is full, steam curling up though no one's been here in years. On the blotter lies an open yearbook, my yearbook, turned to the faculty page. Dr. Hollis stares out, smiling the same tight smile from assembly mornings. Except someone has scratched out his eyes too. The PA crackles overhead, but the voice isn't the substitute's anymore. It's mine, younger, reading the morning pledges from sophomore year. I lean over the desk, hard hammering. The page beneath the yearbook is a detention slip, dated today, my name in red ink. Reason for referral: unauthorized entry after hours. Recommended consequence: permanent. The door behind me swings shut. The lock clicks like a tongue. I spin, grab the knob. It won't budge. The room tilts, or maybe I do. The blinds rattle though there's no wind. From the corner of my eye, the coffee mug ripples, liquid climbing the ceramic in slow motion. The whisper returns, intimate, almost proud. Welcome to detention. Fear settles in my stomach like cold lead. I press my ear to the door and hear footsteps in the hallway, measured, unhurried, coming closer. My own footsteps, recorded years ago, played back at half speed. Revelation lands soft as dust. The door never opened because it was waiting for the right student to turn the knob. I think of the boiler explosion, the crater, the alumni who paid to keep the building standing. Some debts aren't financial. The footsteps stop outside. The PA falls silent. In the quiet, the mug stops steaming, and the detention slip flutters though no air moves. I slide down the door, knees to chest, and wait for whatever lesson comes next. The footsteps outside don't knock. They pace, slow as a metronome, rubber soles squeaking on the diamond tile exactly like mine did in sophomore year when I was late to algebra. I press my back to the door, palms flat against the wood, and count the squeaks: 1, 2, 3, 12 steps to the corner, 12 back. The pattern repeats until the rhythm crawls under my skin. The principal's office smells stronger now: old paper, burnt coffee, something metallic like the radiator in winter. The banker's lamp flickers once, twice, then steadies, throwing a cone of light that ends at the edge of a rug I don't remember. I force myself upright. The detention slip is gone from the blotter. In its place lies a single Polaroid, face down. I flip it. It's me, standing in this exact room, but the timestamp in the corner reads 3:14 a.m., 3 hours from now. My reflection in the photo is smiling at something behind the camera. I'm not smiling now. Curiosity nudges me toward the filing cabinets lining the far wall. They're the old steel kind, olive green, each drawer labeled in Dymo tape, a DEH, and so on. Mine would be MQ. I tug the handle. Locked. Every drawer locked. Except one, the bottom drawer on the left, cracked open a finger's width. Inside, manila folders thick with dust. The top one is labeled Hollis E. Personnel. I ease it out. The first page is a termination letter dated June 15, 1987, the same year the championship photo lost its captain. Reason: conduct unbecoming. No details. Beneath it, a memo from the superintendent. Relocate subject to basement archive. CO records. A yellowed newspaper clipping is paper-clipped to the back. Local educator missing, foul play suspected. Dr. Hollis vanished the night of senior prank day. Rumors said he'd been stuffing ballots for the homecoming court. Others swore he caught students breaking into the chem lab for senior skip day fireworks. The official story: he transferred to a district in Nevada. No one ever found the body. I slide the folder back. The drawer rolls shut with a clang that echoes too long. The pacing outside stops. Silence pools, thick as the dust on the blinds. Then the PA hisses awake, but it's not my voice this time. It's Dr. Hollis, crisp and clipped like every morning assembly. All students report to the nearest exit in an orderly fashion. The date on the recording is tomorrow. The hallway lights beyond the frosted glass strobe red fire drill sequence, the one they drilled into us freshman year. My stomach knots. The school's fire alarm system was disconnected when they condemned the wing. The strobes were removed for scrap. I edge to the door, peer through the gap under it. Two shadows stretch across the tile, mine, and another taller, shoes polished to a wet gleam. The second shadow has no owner. It lifts one foot, plants it, lifts the other. Mimicking me. I step back, the shadow steps back. I raise my hand, it raises a hand with 6 fingers. Fear sharpens into something colder. I grab the brass knob again, still locked, but the wood feels warmer now, almost feverish. A soft click behind me. The rug has shifted, revealing a brass floor plate the size of a textbook. I kneel, pry it up with trembling fingers. Beneath, a narrow shaft dropping into darkness, rusted ladder bolted to the concrete. A maintenance crawlspace, maybe for the old steam pipes. The air rising from it smells of wet stone and ozone. Tucked into the lip of the hole is a key on a red string, the kind janitors used to wear. It's warm, like it's been waiting in someone's pocket. I pocket the key. The shadow under the door retreats, squeak by squeak, until the hallway falls quiet again. I think some rumors are just blueprints for what the building wants to remember. The PA crackles once more, my own voice, younger, reading the lunch menu from 2019. Pizza sticks, tater tots, mystery fruit cup. The words loop, slower each time, until they slur into a single droning syllable. The banker's lamp dims to a heartbeat pulse. I return to the filing cabinets. The key fits the M.Q. drawer. Inside, my permanent record, transcripts, detention logs, a Polaroid of me asleep at my desk sophomore year, timestamped the night of the boiler explosion. Someone was watching. At the bottom of the folder, a single sheet, blank except for one line in Hollis's handwriting. The hallways remember every footstep. Return what was taken. Taken. The word hooks behind my eyes. The rug shifts again, though I haven't moved. The floor plate is back in place, seamless. The Polaroid on the desk now shows me holding the key, standing exactly where I am. The timestamp has updated, 11:47 p.m., 33 minutes from now. Revelation settles like frost. The office isn't locked from the outside. It's locked from the inside, and I'm the one turning the key in slow motion. The pacing resumes, but it's inside the room now, behind the desk, behind the blinds, behind the wall. The shadow with 6 fingers peels away from the frosted glass and glides across the ceiling, stretching longer than the room allows. I back toward the door. The knob turns freely this time. I step into the hallway. The lights are off, but the emergency strips glow a sickly green. Lockers stand open, contents spilled, textbooks, pom-poms, a retainer case glinting like a tiny coffin. At the far end, the trophy case door hangs ajar. Inside, the missing captain from 87 stares out, eyes intact, smiling straight at me. His jersey number is my graduation year. The shadow flows past me, cool as breath, and the trophy case door swings shut. The click echoes like a locker slamming in an empty gym. I clutch the key on the red string. The PA whispers my name again, but it's coming from the lockers now, dozens of voices overlapping, all mine, all different ages. Curiosity is gone. Fear is a living thing coiled around my ribs. I run. The hallway stretches longer than geometry allows, lockers yawning open like mouths mid-scream. My sneakers slap wet tile, each impact echoing back a half-second late, as if the corridor is replaying my panic on a slight delay. The key on the red string bounces against my chest, warm as a heartbeat. I skid around the corner by the water fountain, the one that always tasted of rust and pennies, and the principal's door is behind me again, though I ran straight. Frosted glass, gold lettering, brass knob. It's migrated. Or I have. I don't stop. The trophy case glides past on my left, glass fogged with breath that isn't mine. Inside, the 87 captain lifts a hand in slow salute. His jersey number flickers, my graduation year, then 1987, then blank. The emergency lights strobe amber now, the color of tardy slips. I hook a left toward the main office suite, the one with the curved counter where Mrs. Alvarez used to guard the sign and clipboard like Cerberus. The counter is empty, but the clipboard hangs mid-air, pen scratching my name in real time though no hand holds it. The PA system exhales a long, wounded note, then resolves into Dr. Hollis's voice, calm as assembly mornings. Detention students, proceed to room 001 for processing. Room 001 doesn't exist on any floor plan I studied. The basement is 000, storage only. But the stairwell door at the end of the hall stands open, concrete steps descending into a darkness that smells of wet paper and ozone. A sign taped to the railing reads 001 in fresh sharpe. I hesitate. The clipboard drops with a clatter, pages scattering. Each sheet is a detention form. My name, today's date, infraction. Failure to report. The pen rolls to my shoe and stops, nib up like an accusation. Behind me, the principal's door creaks wider. I choose the stairwell. The steps are narrower than code, metal nosing slick with condensation. My phone flashlight catches dust motes swirling in perfect spirals, as if the air is being stirred by an unseen hand. Halfway down, the wall switches from cinder block to fieldstone, original foundation, pre-1972 Reno. Fact: the city's historical society has blueprints showing a sub-basement coal chute bricked over in '53. Myth: the bricks weep when seniors graduate, tears of relief or regret. At the bottom, a steel door painted institutional beige. No handle, just a keyhole the exact size of the red string key. I fit it in. The tumblers click like teeth. The door swings inward on silent hinges, revealing the office. Same desk, same banker's lamp, same blinds, but underground, fluorescent tubes humming overhead instead of moonlight. The rug is here too, floor plate gleaming. A reel-to-reel tape deck sits on the desk, spools turning though no power cord is visible. The tape is labeled Morning Announcements, Archive. I step inside. The door shuts behind me with the finality of a coffin lid. The reel spins faster. Hollis's voice spills out, but the words are wrong. Welcome, class of 2025. Today's lesson: permanence. The date on the tape counter reads tomorrow. I reach to stop it. The plastic is warm, pulsing. The banker's lamp flickers, and for one strobe the room is full of students, rows of desks, uniforms from every decade, all facing forward. Their heads turn in perfect sync. Eyes scratched out with thumbnails. I stumble back. The reel keeps spinning. My own voice joins the chorus, reading the pledge from junior year, but the words twist. I pledge allegiance to the halls that never forget. The students' mouths move with mine. The tape deck ejects the reel with a metallic cough. The spool rolls across the desk, unspooling magnetic tape like black intestines. It spells my name on the blotter before going slack. A filing cabinet I didn't notice before stands against the far wall, taller, older, wood instead of steel. The drawers are labeled by decade, 1950s, 1960s, up to 2020s. I pull 2020s. Inside, a single folder, thick as a phone book. My name on the tab. I open it. Page after page of announcements, all dated future days. November 12, 2025. Senior prank relocated to basement. November 13th. Boiler inspection postponed indefinitely. Each page stamped approved, E. Hollis in red. At the back, a photograph, the missing 87 captain, standing in this exact room, holding the same reel-to-reel. His eyes are scratched out too, but fresh blood beads in the grooves. The PA overhead crackles. No, the tape deck itself speaks now, my voice layered over Hollis's. Return what was taken. The reel on the floor begins to rewind, tape sucking back into the spool with wet, organic sounds. The students in the strobe flicker out, leaving empty desks. One desk remains, mine, sophomore year, carved initials still raw, JL plus detention forever. I think some announcements were never meant to be broadcast. The key on the red string grows hot enough to burn. I yank it off. The metal leaves a blister shaped like a keyhole on my palm. The wooden cabinet's top drawer slides open on its own. Inside, a second key, identical, but the string is white. A note in Hollis's handwriting. One opens. One closes. Choose before the bell. A bell rings, muffled, distant, the same tone that ended every period. The fluorescent tubes pop in sequence, plunging the room into red emergency glow. The reel finishes rewinding. The tape deck clicks open, empty. The spool is gone. In its place, a single frame of celluloid, projecting onto the far wall when the banker's lamp flares. The image, me, standing in the stairwell, looking down at this room. The timestamp, 11:07 a.m., November 11, 2025. The exact minute I read your comment. Revelation lands like a ruler across knuckles. The office isn't a room. It's a recording studio, and every detention is a track laid down for the next listener. The students with scratched eyes aren't ghosts. They're masters, pressed into the building's memory, waiting for fresh vinyl. The white string key pulses cool against the burn on my palm. The red string key lies on the blotter, inert. Behind me, the steel door is open again, stairwell yawning up. The bell rings a second time, closer. I pocket the white key. The tape deck hisses, then speaks in my voice, future tense. Section 4 begins now. I step into the stairwell. The door seals behind me with a sound like tape adhering to reel. The steps ascend into ordinary school darkness, but the walls are lined with speakers, old intercom grills, every one whispering my name in different years. I climb. The stairwell spits me out onto the second floor, but the layout is wrong. The science wing should be left, yet the corridor bends right into the language arts hallway. Lockers painted the soft blue of freshman year. My phone reads 11:08 a.m., same as your comment, yet the windows show midnight sky, stars smeared like chalk dust. The white string key cools in my fist, a sliver of ice against the blister. The air tastes of dry erase markers and teenage perfume, the ghost of first period Spanish. I walk. The floor is carpet now, industrial weave that swallowed footsteps during passing period. Each classroom door is closed, but the nameplates are blank, brass rectangles waiting for tomorrow's substitute. A bulletin board flutters with schedules: Period 1, detention, Period 2, detention, Period 3, mirror. The word mirror is written in my handwriting, the looping M I practiced in 8th grade. The girls' bathroom is ahead, door propped open by a mop bucket that wasn't there a second ago. Inside, the lights are on, flickering, yes, but steady enough to see my reflection in the long mirror above the sinks. Except the reflection doesn't move when I do. It stands still, arms at sides, head tilted like it's listening to a joke I haven't told yet. I raise my hand. Reflection keeps still. I step closer. The mirror me smiles, slow and private, the way I smile when no one's watching. Curiosity drags me forward until my breath fogs the glass. The bathroom smells of bleach and the lavender soap the janitor switched to senior year after the graffiti incident. Fact: the school board voted to replace all mirrors with polished steel after a freshman shattered one during finals week. 7 years bad luck for the whole district. Myth: the shards were never swept up. They migrated into the pipes and cut the water with bad omens. I touch the glass. It's warm, pulsing like the tape deck. My reflection lifts its hand a beat late, fingers splayed against mine from the inside. The mirror ripples, surface turning liquid. A second hand joins, smaller, a girl's, nails painted the purple of the Honor Society. Then another, and another, palms pressing outward until the glass bulges like a bubble about to pop. Faces bloom behind the hands, classmates I recognize, classmates I don't. Sarah from Chem Lab, eyes wide, mouth forming my name without sound. Marcus, valedictorian, uniform crisp though we graduated in jeans. Their reflections are trapped in school hours. Sarah forever raising her hand, Marcus forever walking to the podium. The mirror me leans forward until our foreheads almost touch. It whispers, voice muffled through glass. Trade places before the bell. The white string key burns cold. I yank my hand back. The bulge recedes, but the faces stay, pressed flat like specimens. Water drips from the faucet though no one turned it on. Drip, 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 counting down to something. I back out of the bathroom. The mop bucket is gone. The corridor has shortened. The stairwell door is 10 feet behind me now, though I walked 30. The bulletin board schedules have updated. Period 4, reflection. The word is crossed out, replaced with release in red dry erase that still smells wet. A locker slams somewhere above, the sound rolling down like thunder in a tin roof. The ceiling tiles lift, one by one, revealing the plumbing crawl space. Dust sifts down in pale curtains. From the gap drops a single Polaroid, fluttering to the carpet. I pick it up. It's the bathroom mirror, but the photo was taken from inside, rows of students standing where the sinks should be, all facing away, heads bowed. In the foreground, my reflection looks over its shoulder, eyes scratched out with a thumbnail. Timestamp: 11:08 a.m., November 11th, 2025. Your exact minute. The PA crackles overhead, but the voice is layered, every substitute teacher who ever filled in, speaking in perfect unison. All detainees report to the nearest mirror for roll call. The corridor lights dim to the amber of fire drills. The bathroom door swings wide again, inviting. I clutch the white key. The carpet under my shoes turns to tile, cold seeping through the soles. I think some reflections were never meant to graduate. The faces in the mirrors shift, turning in slow unison until they all face me. Their mouths open. My name pours out, a chorus of hell breath. The glass ripples again, and the nearest hand, Sarah's, pushes through, fingers curling around the frame's edge. The mirror stretches like taffy. Another hand, Marcus, then a dozen more, pulling the surface into a tunnel of liquid silver. I run the opposite way. The hallway loops, language arts bleeding into the math wing, chalkboards covered in equations that solve to my birthday. The mirrors here are smaller, locker-sized, installed after the Steele vote never passed. Each one shows a different detention, me asleep at my desk, me staring out the window during study hall, me writing pass on my palm before a history test. The versions of me look up as I pass, eyes tracking. One lifts a finger to its lips. Shh. The final mirror is full length, mounted outside the band room. The glass is cracked in a spiderweb that centers on my reflection's heart. The crack wasn't there yesterday, or 3 years ago, whenever yesterday was. The reflection steps forward until the crack widens, shards hovering in place. It speaks with my voice, but the cadence is Hollis's. One opens. One closes. Choose. Behind me, the bathroom tunnel of hands reaches the band room door, knuckles dragging sparks along the tile. The white key vibrates, frost creeping up the string. I raise it to the cracked mirror. The reflection raises the red key. Impossible, I left it in the basement office. The crack seals around the keyhole shape burned into my palm. Revelation drips like the faucet. The mirrors aren't portals. They're attendance sheets, and every scratch out is a signature. The students aren't trapped, they're the ink. I press the white key into the glass. It sinks like into warm wax. The reflection smiles, steps aside. The crack widens into a doorway framed by hovering shards. The chorus of names swells, a passing period bell made of voices. I step through. The mirror seals behind me with a sound like ice forming. I'm in the bathroom again, but the sinks are gone, replaced by rows of desks. The students sit facing forward, uniforms spanning decades. Their heads turn. Eyes intact now, but pupils dilated to black. They speak in perfect unison, my voice underneath. Seat 14 is yours. The white key crumbles to frost in my hand. The red key hangs from the ceiling on its string, spinning slowly. The bell rings, 3 short, 1 long, the signal for lockdown drill. The lights die to red emergency strips. In the dark, the students' outlines glow faintly, like the smart board after shutdown. I sit. The desk is warm. My name is carved into the wood, fresh. The chorus hushes. From the PA, far away, the tape deck spins up again, ready for the next track. Seat 14 fits like it was molded for me. The chair's plastic is warm, almost feverish, and the desk lid lifts on its own with a sigh that smells of graphite and cafeteria tater tots. Inside, a single composition notebook, black and white speckled cover, the kind we used in middle school before Chromebooks. My name is written on the front in blue ballpoint, my handwriting, but the letters slope left like a southpaws. I open it. The first page is blank except for a date, November 11th, 2025, 11:09 a.m. Your exact minute, Vietnam time. The ink is still wet. The students around me sit motionless, chins on chests, but their breathing is synchronized. Inhale, exhale, inhale, like a single organism wearing 40 skins. The red emergency strips paint everything the color of dried blood. The PA is silent for the first time tonight, but the silence has weight, like the moment before the national anthem at pep rally. I flip the notebook. Page 2, a floor plan of the basement, hand-drawn in the same southpaw script. Room 001 is circled in red, a spiral staircase descending from it labeled Cole's Chute, bricked 1953. An arrow points deeper, to a rectangle marked tape vault. Beneath the drawing, a note. Return the master. Break the loop. The word master is underlined 3 times, the pen digging grooves into the paper. The student to my left, Sarah, purple nails, lifts her head. Her eyes are normal now, hazel and tired. She whispers without moving her lips. You brought the wrong key. The boy across the aisle, Marcus, nods once, slow. The motion ripples through the room like a wave. 40 heads lift in sequence. 40 pairs of eyes fix on the red key dangling from the ceiling. It has stopped spinning. I stand. The chair legs scrape loud enough to echo, but the sound loops, scrapey, scrapey, until it's a scream. The notebook falls open on the desk. The floor plan redraws itself in real time, the spiral staircase unbricks, stones tumbling inward to reveal a ladder. The arrow to tape vault lengthens, piercing the margin, ink bleeding off the page and dripping onto the tile. Where it lands, the floor softens, turning to cold dust that swirls into a perfect circle. The red key lowers on its string, inch by inch, until it hovers at eye level. The string is fraying, one fiber at a time. I reach for it. Sarah's hand shoots out, grabs my wrist. Her grip is cold, but her pulse is racing. Basement, she mouths. The other students rise in unison, chairs silent. They form 2 lines, an aisle pointing to the coal dust circle. The emergency lights flicker to white, blinding, then die. In the darkness, their outlines glow again, phosphorescent skeletons under school uniforms. I step into the circle. The floor gives way like trapdoor theater. I fall, but it's only 6 feet. My sneakers hit packed earth. The Cole's Chute. The air is thick with dust and the smell of old steam. Above, the circle seals with a grind of brick on brick. The notebook flutters down after me, pages fanning like a wounded bird. It lands open to a new page, a transcript. Tape log, master reel. Date, June 15, 1987. Hollis, state your name for the record. Voice, young male Captain Daniel Reyes, sir. Hollis, you understand detention is permanent? Reyes, I didn't take the ballots. Hollis, the hallways remember. Return what was taken. A scuffle. A chair overturns. Tape distorts. Hollis, loop engaged. Welcome to the archive. The transcript ends in static symbols that crawl off the page like ants. I pocket the notebook. The chute walls are rough fieldstone, ladder rungs bolted every 3 feet. I climb down. The red key follows, string now attached to my belt loop, bobbing like a balloon. 20 rungs, 30. The air grows warmer, humid, smelling of hot metal and ozone. The ladder ends in a cavernous room, ceiling lost in shadow, floor a grid of magnetic tape reels stacked like library card catalogs. Thousands of them, labeled with dates and names. My senior year is an entire shelf. I pull one reel, morning announcements, May 17, 2022. My voice, announcing the spring concert. I set it back. Another reel, detention, November 11, 2025. Blank label, fresh tape. At the center of the room stands a massive Studer A80, the kind recording studios used before digital. Its capstans turn slowly, threading a loop of tape through heads that glow faint blue. The loop is my master, every whisper of my name tonight, every footstep, every heartbeat. The machine is unplugged, yet it runs. A single VU meter dances, pegged in the red. I think some loops were never meant to be broken from the inside. The red key grows hot again, searing through my jeans. I pull it free. The string is gone. The key is fused to a small metal tab, the kind that locks a reel onto a spindle. The Studer's take-up reel is empty, waiting. Footsteps descend the ladder, 40 sets, soft as moth wings. The students array themselves around the machine, hands clasped behind backs like assembly line. Sarah steps forward, offers a splice block and a razor blade. Cut the master! she says, voice her own now. But you only get one splice. The tape loop is thick 2-inch, the kind used for archival masters. I feed the red key tab onto the empty spindle. The machine accepts it with a magnetic click. The loop tightens. I lift the razor. The VU meter climbs higher. My heartbeat sinks to the capstans. I cut. The tape parts clean. The loop collapses into a pile of brown ribbon at my feet. The studer winds the new leader, my key, onto the take-up reel. The students exhale in perfect unison, a sound like wind through empty lockers. Their outlines fade, uniforms dissolving into dust that swirls up the chute. Sarah is last. She smiles, real this time, and mouths, "Thank you?" Then she's gone. The machine stops. Silence rushes in, absolute. The reels are gone. The shelves are empty. Only the studer remains, unplugged, dark. I climb the ladder. The coal chute is bricked again, but the bricks are fresh, mortar still wet. I push. They crumble like stale cake. I emerge into the bathroom. Mirrors intact, sinks dripping, lights steady white. The notebook lies closed on the tile. I open it. Blank pages, all of them. Even the cover is unmarked. The red key is gone. In its place, a single strand of white string tied around my wrist. The clock above the door reads 11:09 a.m., frozen. Your time. Revelation settles gentle as dust. The master wasn't Hollis. It was the first student who believed the detention was forever. I was the splice that let the tape end. I walk out. The hallway is ordinary. Lockers closed, bulletin boards advertising the blood drive that happened last week. The principal's door is gone, just smooth wall where it should be. The PA crackles once softly. "Good morning, students. Today is a new day." My voice, but calm, older. The system powers down with a click. I think some lessons were never meant to be taught. But some tapes were meant to be erased. The hallway greets me with ordinary morning light, the kind that slants through high windows and paints dust motes gold. Lockers are shut, their vents exhaling the faint metallic breath of a building that's been asleep. My sneakers make no echo, the tile is dry, the lemon disinfectant smell replaced by fresh wax. The white string around my wrist is loose now, a single knot away from falling. I walk toward the main exit, past the trophy case where the '87 captain's photo is whole again, eyes bright, jersey number crisp. He looks like he's about to wave. The PA is silent. No whispers, no looped announcements, no layered voices. Just the soft hum of fluorescent tubes warming up for a school day that will never start here again. I pass room 112. The smart board is dark, the substitute's voice erased with the master tape. The detention slip, the yearbook, the Polaroid, all gone, like chalk wiped clean at the end of 5th period. I reach the glass doors. The push bar is cool, real. Outside, the parking lot is empty except for the janitor's pickup, dew on the windshield. The side gate is chained again, but the padlock hangs open, tongue out like it's laughing. I step through. The chain clinks shut behind me, locks snap and close with a sound that belongs to daylight. Curiosity is a memory now, soft as the string brushing my skin. I head for the street. The school shrinks in the rearview of my mind, concrete block, asbestos dreams, a building that finally graduated its last secret. My phone buzzes, one new notification. A comment on the video I never posted. 11:10 a.m. VN. The breeze just stopped. Thanks for walking the halls with us. The username is blank. I stop at the corner. The white string unravels, fiber by fiber, until only a single thread remains. It lifts on a wind I don't feel, spirals upward, and dissolves into the November sky. The blister on my palm is gone, the skin is smooth, unmarked. I flex my fingers. They feel lighter, as if I've set down a backpack I carried for 3 years. Behind me, the school's exterior speakers crackle once, a final exhalation. Dr. Hollis's voice, gentle now, almost paternal. Class dismissed. The sound rolls across the empty lot, bounces off the chain-link fence, and fades into traffic noise. No echo. No loop. I think some expulsions were never meant to be permanent. The ritual wasn't Hollis locking students in. It was the building locking itself out, one master tape at a time. I was the last splice, the cut that let the reel run out. The students weren't ghosts. They were echoes waiting for the needle to lift. Sarah's smile, Marcus's nod, the captain's wave, farewells, not please. I crossed the street. The school is just a building now, condemned West Wing and all. The city will tear it down next spring. Alumni Association be damned. The crater in the basement will finally be filled. The hallways will forget every footstep, every slammed locker, every whispered name. But I'll remember the sound of tape parting under a razor, clean and final. Fear is gone. Revelation lingers, warm as morning light on tile. I slip my hands into my pockets. The white thread is gone, but the knot's memory tingles against my wrist. Somewhere, a PA system powers down for good. Somewhere else, a new school day begins, announcements crisp and ordinary. I keep walking. The breeze picks up, cool and clean, carrying the faint scent of rain that hasn't fallen yet. Behind me, the school doors stay shut. Ahead, the city hums. I don't look back. The wind moves through the open gate one last time, rattling the chain like a locker that finally learned to stay closed. Papers flutter on empty bulletin boards, curling at the edges, then settle into silence. The fluorescent lights dim in sequence, click, 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 until the hallways glow only with the pale wash of street lamps through high windows. A single sheet drifts from a locker vent, lands face down on the tile.